So my first experience of social care was when I was 16 years old. I was probably sporting a 90s version of crimped hair at the time. And I was a slightly nervous teenager with very little work experience. And between finishing school and starting college, in my holidays, I volunteered with a group of young people who had multiple learning disabilities, some of whom had physical disabilities as well. It was also my first experience of working with people who might not use words to communicate. So I learned a huge amount. And during this holiday, I was taking 2 buses there, I was getting 2 buses back. It was amazing, but it was really exhausting work. And at the end of my 3rd day, I was woken up by a very kind bus driver because I'd fallen asleep on the bus upstairs, past my stop, and I was on the depot, the wrong side of the city. But I learned a great deal during that time, and I've never really looked back since being that 16-year-old who was incredibly nervous to do her first bit of volunteering. So over the years, I've been lucky enough to work for some amazing charities and a number of support providers, and I've also worked for the Department of Health. Now, I can't pretend that all my days at work have been easy and uplifting. I've had days at work that have been overwhelmingly sad, and I've had times of utter frustration where I haven't been able to help people as I'd hoped. Sadly, I've seen people get ill and I've seen people physically deteriorate. And I remember one day very clearly, although it was years ago, when I left work, I walked to a park and I sobbed and sobbed. I was absolutely convinced that I was failing the people that I was supporting. And I remember thinking really clearly that I could never go back. I've had times where I've been physically hurt and times when names were called. But, and this is a really, really big but, I've also had some of the most magical times of my life whilst I've been at work. I've been lucky enough to watch someone take their first step after surgery. I've seen someone cook their very first roast dinner without any support from staff. It smelt amazing, by the way. I can still bring it back. I've been there when someone moved into their first forever home at the grand old age of 62. And I've been able to see people do things that have made them happy and truly fulfilled. Now, I could go on, and I know some of the things that I will list might sound quite small or insignificant. But as humans, I believe we can help in thousands of different ways. And I've probably only done a small percentage of them. And that's why I'm still here, still doing what I do. I'm still learning. I know that all people are different. And that's part of the reason I don't think I'll ever stop.